Hi, so there we are. It's already been a month since I began my Learn a Language with Me journey. So, during this month, I've been starting to learn French at home, alone, using only free online resources. And now I'm here to tell you how it's going. So, if you're here to learn French, I'm sorry, I can only accompany you in this journey, but I'm in no way a French teacher. But if you're here because you're a language enthusiast, language learner, or just passionate about languages and learning, then I'd like you to keep following me and learn more about how I'm doing. So maybe you think it's impossible to learn a language from home. I'm here to prove you wrong. Of course, let's say that it's a bit easier for me because I am a native Italian speaker and Italian and French are both Romance languages. Plus, I am a language teacher, which means I have a good awareness of grammar rules. But this can be helpful for you because the way I structure and organize and carry out my language learning journey can be a reference point for you, whatever your target language is. So, how did this first month go? Amazing. Of course, the beginning is always easy, then things get complicated. What did I do? I set definite goals for each week. My constraints are dedicating about 20 to 30 minutes a day to French, not more because I don't have time. And sometimes I just skip it completely for a day because I don't have time. Only using free online resources and, of course, not having a tutor or teacher. So, for the first week, my goal was that of learning how to introduce myself and ask questions, such as where do you live, what's your name, stuff like that. In the second week, I learned how to order food. So I basically used pre-built dialogues that you can find everywhere on YouTube or on websites about how to order a coffee or order food at a restaurant. In the third week, I worked on telling the time, numbers up to 100, and the weather. Week 4 was all about body parts, feelings and emotions, and clothes and colors, so a bit of vocabulary. Now, what kind of resources am I using? Mostly YouTube videos. They're free, they give you a very good model for pronunciation, and you can watch them multiple times with and without subtitle, with and without transcript or translation. So they're extremely useful even to read aloud or repeat after them, and so you can practice the pronunciation and the rhythm of the language. I also used a lot of free public word wall resources. They're fast, they're great to memorize vocabulary, and I especially like the ones that have the pronunciation inside or that force me to type the words, because of course in French words are not pronounced the way they're written, so it's important to do both. Another resource I used a lot is ChatGPT, the free version. What did I do with it? I wrote dialogues. For instance, I imagine a dialogue between me and a waiter at a restaurant where I want to order food, and then I'd write it and then gave it to ChatGPT and asked it to check my mistakes or tell me what I did wrong. It was especially useful to correct my, for instance, my accents or the way words are written or some verbs that were not quite right and stuff like that. I didn't go heavy on grammar, not yet, because I wanted to have some language to work with, to actually use. But of course, grammar is going to come sooner or later. And now, let's see what I actually learned. So I'll now try to speak French. And it doesn't matter if you laugh. It doesn't matter if you notice that my pronunciation is not perfect. I'm not here for perfect. If you want perfect, there are tens, hundreds of amazing teachers that can help you. But I'm here to put myself out there and show you what progress looks like. You know, on YouTube videos, all we ever find is perfect, flawless, If a video goes wrong, we edit it, we do it again, we record it again until it's perfect. But here, I won't be perfect because I want to show you how to learn. So, after a month, here's what I can say. Bonjour, je m'appelle Federica, j'ai 33 ans, j'habite en Italie, je parle italien, anglais et allemand et je suis en train d'apprendre le français. Je suis très heureuse de progresser avec mon français et j'espère que vous aimez mon travail et que vous continuerez à me suivre. Merci beaucoup pour votre patience. Au revoir. Okay, I don't know how bad I was and I hope I didn't make major mistakes, but this is part of what I've been practicing during these weeks. And I wasn't able to say that a month ago. So that's progress. That's slow, but that's fine. I'd like to know more about your experience. What's your target language? What languages have you learned or are you trying to learn? What resources are you using? And what would you like me to tell you in the next updates on my French learning journey? If you're interested in more detail and more information about all the resources I use and a detailed report on what I'm doing week by week, please consider subscribing for free to my Substack. You find the link in the description. There you'll have 2 weekly newsletters, Learn a Language with Me, in which I tell you in detail what I'm summarizing in this monthly video, and The Magic of Words, which contains a lot of language stories, etymology facts, or comparison of words across languages, pills of Italian language and lifestyle. So if you're into languages, I'd like you to subscribe. Thank you for being here with me, or should I say, merci beaucoup, au revoir, see you next month.